Hello, my beautiful patrons. It is Sean with your energy outlook for the week to come. Today, we are doing something different and special, and I'm very excited to be bringing it to you. We're going to find out what zodiac types you are going to encounter this week. Let me see if I can say that better because nobody says zodiac types. That's a normal way to say that. So people you might come across this week, these are the astrological signs they will have. Okay, I don't have a succinct like clip easy way to put it, but fortunately I don't actually need that right now. So yeah, who you gonna meet this week? That's what we're gonna find out. Before I get started, I do want to remind you that I have now started putting the link for purchasing your tarot readings, specifically as Patreon members, in the Patreon feed. So that is the easy way for you to buy a reading from me if you want one without having to go over to my website, where you won't find it easily, honestly speaking. What's available on the website is different than what's available for you guys. On my website, just to give you a little bit of backstory there, I really want to focus on career guidance and career counseling. That's very much what I want to help people with my business. But those of you who are members of the Patreon, you have patronized other types of readings that I offer as well. So I want to make sure you still have that available to you. And that's why I created a secret link just for you to order the other kinds of readings that you like, while making it so that my website is focused strictly on career related opportunities to work with me or to get readings from me. Okay, so all of that being said, let's find out three energies that you are going to encounter this week. I am feeling this one. I'm actually feeling this one. And I'm feeling this one. All right, let's see who these people are. Now, as I begin to interpret this for you, you might immediately think of the person that the energy represents. Or it could end up being someone that you don't yet know who you're going to meet this week. And of course, as always, I am going to be channeling insights and guidance for you around what we see on the card. So the first energy you are meeting this week is someone who has Taurus energy. This could be their sun, moon, or rising sign. And well, let me read to you what it says here, and then I'll share with you what I know of Taurus, and then I'll let you know what's coming through. So it says here, the energy around you shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthy, and productive, yet relaxed and slow. So that's very, very interesting. That might have something to do with what you encounter here with this Taurin that you're going to be experiencing this upcoming week. However, what came through as soon as I flipped that card is this is a very work-oriented, goal-focused person. This is the kind of person who almost is a little too stringent in their approach to getting things done, hence that very famous Taurus stubbornness that we all know. So one of the things that might be interesting for you to play with as you encounter this person is not judging a book by their cover. Okay, don't take what you immediately sense or see about them as being the whole story. There is something very specific to this person that makes them function in such a way. At their core, what they want is to have a sense of security for themselves and the people that matter to them, or the things even that matter to them. This could be like hobbies that they are protective of, or the job itself that they're protective of, their house, their actual house, their car. But the things that matter to them, forefront of this Taurin's mind is keeping those things protected, keeping them safe. And so what this can sometimes do is make them seem very, not just seem, but be very inflexible in how they go about doing things, how they talk to others. But deep down inside, this is also a very nurturing energy. And this is what you can know from the depiction of Taurus here, according to this card. We say Mother Earth, right? We think of the earth as our nurturer, our safeguarder. I guess that's not exactly right, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like our the earth is our foundation. It supports us. We literally stand on it. It also feeds us, which is one of the most nurturing things that one can do is to feed another. And so the Taurus is an earth sign. And in my opinion, of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn is the most nurturing of the earth signs. All right. So remember that while this person might seem strident, maybe even at times curt or rude in your estimation of them, at the core, there is a need to nurture and take care of that which they love. Okay. We have Aquarius as the, well, listen, you're doing it right now. I am Sun Aquarius. All right. So again, the Aquarius you encounter this week could be Sun, Moon, or Rising. It says here in this card, this energy is freedom loving. Yes, Lord. Rebellious. My mama would say so. Idealistic for sure. This is why I cry a lot. And technological. And thank God. Otherwise, it would be so hard to be an artist and create content because two different sides of the brain. So yes, this Aquarius energy is going to be one that you encounter this week. I'm getting that for a lot of you, there is another Aquarius besides me. It's not just this moment that you're having here with Sean. And this Aquarius is someone who has a little bit of a hippie vibe to them. All right. It's always interesting to me when I read about Aquarius because I oftentimes I don't feel as though it aligns with who I am typically. This particular card, this particular deck does a great job of describing Aquarius in a way that I can readily identify myself in it. But oftentimes an Aquarius will be someone who has a little bit more of a hippie-like energy to them than what I have. Sort of like a flower child, peace, love, and happiness, man. Can you imagine me being that person? Like, no, fuck no. Though, I wonder if prior to the experiences of my life, I might have been that. Because I do remember as a child being that person who loved everybody, wanted everybody to love me, and wanted everyone to get along with everybody else. And so this person that you're going to encounter this week has a lot of that energy. Very much thinking in terms of good of the whole. And where this might be intriguing for you or possibly even a source of conflict for you is what that means is there's not a focus on you individually and what you need or want in the interaction with this person or in the environment where you guys encounter each other. So keeping in mind that this person is not trying to keep anything from you or stop you in any way. They are just, listen, if you have children, you might be able to relate to what I'm about to say. My mother used to do this thing I hated where she tried to treat me and my sisters all equally. Now, being a full-grown adult, I understand it. But at the time, I was the firstborn. I was so much older than them. I had known her longer. I should have been the favorite. But there's this thing that parents often will try to do where they are making sure everybody is satisfied or everybody has something or whatever. And this Aquarian has that going on. And it's a lot of the motivator for how they function, wanting it to be equal for everybody. If this is a person that you encounter in your work environment and they happen to also be the leader in that environment, this is probably very frustrating because in trying to appease all of the stakeholders, all of the individuals involved, whether it's, those of you who work with them or the clients or customers you serve, it can create stagnation because it is literally impossible to please everybody equally. And if this Aquarian has the tendency of trying to, and I am getting that they have the tendency to, but if it's in the workplace, I should say, trying to appease everyone, it is causing some of the conflicts in the work environment and also stagnation, hindering potential growth. Okay. If this is someone that's more in your personal life or even a stranger that you're meeting for the first time, if you tend to see them and think flighty, know that it's not just that they're flighty. Yes, you are absolutely right. There is flightiness there, but the reason behind it is because of wanting to appease as many as possible. This Aquarian feels off balance if there is inequity or injustice that they perceive. Okay. And then finally, you have the energy of Scorpio. So scorpionic energy is, first of all, I just love saying that word. Like, say that, put that in your mouth for a second. Scorpionic, how fun. Scorpionic energy is very emotionally connected energy. There is some selfishness to the Scorpio energy versus, say, for instance, watery Cancer. Both are water signs, right? But the crab is a nurturer, whereas the Scorpio is almost like someone who there's a darkness to Scorpios. Emotional connection that can lend itself to self pity and can make the Scorpio focus overly much on wounds, whether real or perceived, that they have. And they're focusing on it not to heal it, but just to kind of like dwell in that space. All right. So it says here this energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. There's almost an inherent energy of lack, I feel, that is often part of the Scorpio personality. A fear of loss is what it really comes down to. So the Scorpio that you will encounter this week, this is a person, you will recognize them by a lot of what I've already said. You might also notice in this person a tendency to withdraw. They won't feel overly, what's the word, extroverted. Even if they have the ability for extroversion or have some extroverted tendencies, at the time that you encounter them this week, there is going to be a little bit of a withdrawing into the self energy that you will perceive. And it could be because of hurts that they are dealing with, again, either real or imagined, again, whether they are from now or from the past. I'm getting that this Scorpio spends a lot of time retreading the past and feeling a lot of indignation around what they perceive to be injustice done to them, you know? And I'm getting that this Scorpio is someone who had the ability to forgive. And so they forgave often, and now they are just like a wounded animal. So as you encounter this person, I'm seeing a coffee shop for some reason. Very clearly seeing a coffee shop. With this one, with the Aquarius, I very clearly saw a work environment. With the Tauran, it was, that it could be either or, because I didn't see the environment around them so much as I saw the person, and they felt physically imposing, almost like a taller person, more stocky than not. This one felt like a woman, feels like a white woman. So even if she's not exactly a white woman, there's white woman energy going on there. Take that as you will. And with this Scorpio, I'm seeing a man. I'm seeing a man with brown hair, glasses, a little stocky, but not like overweight by any means, and definitely has the feeling of being someone who you would have to strike a conversation with them to get to know this person. And even with you making that effort, they're not going to immediately let you in. So the fact that I'm seeing a coffee shop makes me wonder if somebody might be going on a coffee date with someone, and that person is this Scorpio. But this definitely doesn't feel as work related as the second one, or even the first one did. Okay, so these are the energies you are going to encounter this week, my friends. Thank you again so much for being part of my Patreon community. If you know anybody who would enjoy being part of this community, I know right now that probably sounds like a weird ask, because does it even feel like a community when we're small right now, but we're small but mighty. And the more people that come along, the more engaging our conversations with each other will be on individual posts or in the chat. If you happen to be at the Vibra Gold level, you have access to the chat. So if there's someone that you know would be a great energy to add to what we have here, the connections we're making with each other, please invite them. Shoot them the link to the Patreon, because there are some posts that are public that they would be able to see even though they're not members yet, and let them know how you feel. Like, what value do you get from being a part of this membership? Even if it's just the value of supporting an artist, there's nobility in that. It's very, very noble. But I'm hoping that you also are getting some value from the readings, particularly some entertainment value, as that is my greatest heart. And then for those of you who I know use my readings as life coaching, some guidance to help you along your way. Okay? Take care, you guys.